Yeah, we just caught up with Jason Thompson. That went really well, except for the part where he tried to sell us on the idea that the Cowboys aren't America's team, the Eagles are.
Yeah, we're the most talked about team next to the Chiefs, baby. America's pulling for us.
And we've got another Kings legend joining us now. He was the number 7 pick in the 1990 draft, spent 7 seasons with the Kings. He was all-rookie first team, scored 42 against Phoenix as a rookie, and he was just selected by our panel as number 20, ranked number 20 on the all-time Sacramento Kings top 40 for 40 seasons. Lionel Simmons, the L Train, with us. How are you today, Lionel?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, we're really appreciating your time here. How challenging was it for you to find your place in the NBA with a Kings team that was, in some ways they were trying to find their place in the NBA as a franchise?
I think I had somewhat of an advantage at the time because I played 4 years of college and came in with a little bit of experience, and I was able to play a lot. I remember Coach Mata coming in and talking to me and saying I was going to play a lot. So I was able to play through my mistakes, and I was able to get a rhythm early and didn't get pulled out. So that allows you to get a little confidence. And I think that kind of gave me a leeway going into my rookie year.
L Train, is Kyle Draper, man. Please forgive my co-host for starting the interview off that way. L Train, I'm from West Oak Lane, Philadelphia.
Wow,
this isn't, we got to start right there. Exactly. We got to start right there. What's the most underrated cheesesteak spot in Philly, and why is it Explorer's Den?
Underrated cheesesteak spot.
Like everybody talking Pats and Geno's and Jim's. I'm at Explorer's Den all the time, baby.
So Del Sandros, I'll give you a good story. So my coach is from Roxborough, and Del Sandros is right around the corner from his house.
Okay.
I'm from South Philly, so I'm about 5 blocks from Geno's and Pat.
Yep.
I thought that was the best cheesesteaks ever until Coach Mars kept pushing Del Sandros. So in my opinion, Del Sandros is probably the best because we were right on campus. Now, we went to the Explorer's Den, but it was only late at night once we kind of hung out a little bit.
So right now we can talk basketball.
So that means you're an Eagles fan too, I take it.
Die-hard Eagles fans, season ticket holder for the last 30 years.
What is going on around here?
He's a season ticket holder, he said. How we looking this year, L Train? How we looking?
So I think our team is really good. We got to hope that Hurts steps up and we sort of gets a little revenge from last year. He kind of didn't play too well toward the end of the season. But we got good receivers. We got a good offensive line. We got a good defensive line. So I think we're going to be pretty good. I think we should be able to run that conference and smash the Cowboys.
Who worries you the most in the NFC? It's got to be the Niners, right?
Yeah, the Niners are the top team. They got probably the most explosive team, probably one of the better defenses. But I like our chances against them. Detroit's another good team that's up and coming to play real well. Should have won the conference last year, but they kind of gave it away. So those are probably the top 3 teams.
All right, this is why we got L Train on. He's my guy, man.
How do we get 2 Kings on back-to-back, former Kings, and they're both diehard Eagles fans?
Yeah, we just had Jason Thompson on right before you, and
that's what's up.
Yeah, so we got like an hour of Eagles talk going on out here in Sacramento right now. But L Train, back to basketball. Tell me about just your rookie season coming in as the all-time leading scorer in college basketball, NCAA, and what were the expectations, I guess, placed on your shoulders coming into Sac?
So coming in, we were it was 4 rookies drafted in the first round. So the expectations wasn't too high. It was kind of just to get a chance for the rookies to play, to try to get them some experience and try to grow for the future. And I think that started to happen, but it was a slow progress for us because playing 4 rookies, quite naturally we struggled. The West was really good with Portland at the time and Seattle, but it was a chance for us to get some experience and a chance to play and to get our feet wet a little bit and to find our way a little bit in the league. And I thought it was some rough experiences, I'll be honest with you, but we had the loyal support of the fans throughout, and they kind of hung in there with us throughout the thick and thin, and we kind of got a little better toward the end of my career, but it was always a joy to play in Sacramento, and their support pushed us through a lot of rough times during my first few years in Sacramento.
Speaking of that support, L Train, and I know by 96 you were towards the end of your career, but you were on that team that got into the playoff series against Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
How loud was that Arco crowd during that 1996 series against the Seattle Sonics?
It's crazy. Arco was always loud. It's crazy because we weren't winning, but it was loud. And then when we got to the playoffs, we split the first two in Seattle, and we came back home to Sacramento, and it was just going crazy and crazy there. And we just had we always had the greatest fans. I'm not sure if they had the cowbells, but I know it was just loud as hell in Arco Arena.
If Mitch hadn't sprained his ankle, you guys might have won that series, right?
Yeah, Mitch was obviously our best player and one of the great players of all time. And he got hurt and slowed us down a little bit. But that Seattle team was really good. They had Peyton and Sean Kemp, so they were a really good team. But we definitely had a better chance of beating them with Mitch than without him.
Lionel Simmons joining us here on The Drive, guys. L-Train, you came up in the era where, Michael Jordan really started to ascend and be that guy. Can you tell us any stories from some of your playing days, whether it's Jordan, Peyton, whoever, that might have, did some talking or anything? I view you as a guy, when you play, you just handled your business, not a whole lot of talking.
Playing the Bulls at that time, they were just dominating the league at that time. So it wasn't much talk going on against the Bulls. I can tell you that right now.
Nice shot.
But we had Mitch. So Mitch always gave us a good shot. Mitch at least gave us a chance with Michael, and they did their thing, of course. But it was just a really exciting time to play against one of the greatest teams of all time. But there wasn't much trash talk from us. We were just trying to keep the place as best we could.
I wanted to ask you about a couple of your teammates. Rest in peace, Tizzy. What was it like playing with Wayman Tisdale and Antoine Carr, a couple of your front court mates? What was it like having those guys as teammates?
Tizzy was my guy. Tizzy was my vet. Rest in peace, Wayman. Wayman was the guy you go to his house for Thanksgiving. He was the family man, and always loved Wayman and always respected Wayman. Great player, but even a better bass player. So that was just the type of person he was and player he was. Antoine was the fishing man. Antoine, I remember, just would go fishing. He'd come back 2 days later in the same outfit, but he was one of those fishing guys. He was a country boy, but really, really great leadership from those guys, and kind of showed us the way a little bit as rooks. Those were our vets on the team, and we learned a lot from them.
What was it like for you, man? Being a guy from Philly, South Philly, played your college ball in Philly, to come to Sacramento at that time. What were your first impressions when you hopped off that plane?
So, coming from where I came from, I was ready to go.
I feel you. I feel you on that.
Sacramento, 3,000 miles away, I was just excited about obviously being in the NBA, and I hadn't known much about Sacramento. So I was excited to be there. I knew it was California. I knew it would be better weather than in Philadelphia. So I was just excited to be there and to be a part of the league and to have that whole experience.
Mm-hmm. Could I ask, is it odd now when you're watching a game to see one of your former teammates as a referee, Leon Wood, officiating games? Is that a little odd?
Yeah, I see a lot of the officials, not a lot, but a few officials, as well as some former teammates coaching and GMs and so on. But time goes on, and those guys are, that's what they wanted to do, and I congratulate them. I think they do a great job.
L-Train, when you see, your tenure in Sacramento, then we had the 16-year playoff drought. Now the Kings are back up. Do you keep an eye on what they're doing? And what do you think about, Sacramento finally having a team that could contend for the playoffs year in and year out?
Well, I follow Sacramento throughout. Obviously, that's the only team I ever played for. So aside from the Sixers, Sacramento is my second team. I like the fact that they are competitive now. They put together a great nucleus. I think the GM, they got a great coach in Mike Brown. I think they're on their way to being one of those perennial teams that'll be a playoff team, as well as hopefully contending for the conference championship. But they put together a great staff, and I think they're on their way.
Lionel Simmons, who did you enjoy playing with the most? One of your favorite teammates or your favorite teammate, and who was the guy you did not enjoy playing against? Who was the toughest for you to play against?
My worst player to play against was probably, I would say, Jerome Kersey. I think he passed. I'm not sure.
He passed away. Yeah.
So rest in peace. So he was one of those guys. You would try to give him a jump shot, he wouldn't take it. He'd just keep backing you down and backing you down and backing you down. He would never take it. He's just one of those physical players, and we played him a lot. So I would say Jerome Kersey was that player.
Mm-hmm.
My best teammate to play with was obviously, I would say, Mitch Richmond, because prior to Mitch getting there, we did things a different way. And when Mitch came there, he kind of brought a different energy, a winning spirit with us, and kind of started steering us in the right direction. Guys started staying later, doing things differently. So Mitch was probably, obviously, the best player I played with, and the player that taught us a lot, taught us the most while playing there with him.
Lionel Simmons joining us, L-Train. L-Train, when I look at, your career and the way you started off, was there a transition period from college to the pros? It looked like you came in, ready to get buckets your rookie year.
Yeah, again, I think I played like 35, 36 minutes a game my rookie year. So, again, when you're able to play through mistakes, you're able to not look over your shoulder and worry about coming out the game. I think you're able to play with some more confidence. And as long as you got that, I think most of the players in the league have that confidence, but a lot of players don't get the opportunity to play through their mistakes. So I was just fortunate enough at that time to have gone to a team that I got the opportunity to play. And I scored 3,000 points in college. So, I think I was able to score a little bit coming into my rookie year as well.
Lionel Simmons, before we let you go, I know that you have your own life now, obviously, but I'm wondering, how's it feel all these years later to have Kings fans and members of the media remember you in this way, where you were one of the top 20 players in Sacramento Kings history? I know your career was kind of cut short by injury and the teams weren't very good, but if I may ask, how does that feel to be remembered so fondly by Kings fans?
Well, I'm really overwhelmed by it. Sacramento is obviously a place that's very fond in my heart, and for the fans to still acknowledge me and to still remember my short tenure there. I feel very fortunate to have had that opportunity. And again, the fans were always great. They always came out and supported us through a lot of rough times. And I'm just very thankful that the fans are still supportive of me and still think about me some 25, 30 years later.
Well, we're very thankful to have you on. Thank you very much for your time. Hope to talk to you again soon, Lionel Simmons. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, L-Train.
L-Train.
Good stuff right there.
What are the odds of that? Back-to-back. Kings legends.
My boy
Fly,
Jay.
Eagles,
taking
fly.
care of me. He's taking care of me on the eve of our season opener. Looking out for your boy.
Jay had known that was the case. He at least would have separated them. Right, Jay? I mean, something.
We had an
I
hour
kind of had to
talk.
figure, I figured they were pretty close to Eagles fans, but I was hoping somebody like the Ravens or something in there, up to the Patriots. Maybe somebody turned on them and liked the Pats or something.
Nah, we roll deep, big fella. We roll deep.
I do think that was one of the surprises of the balloting, for what it's worth, is that L-Train was like number 20. That's
pretty good.
Yeah.